Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of the RobCast podcast. I'm, of course, Robert, and here with me today, as always, our producer, Joshua.
Hello.
So, a very exciting episode as always, Joshua.
Indeed, we do. I believe today we're going to be talking primarily about Taylor Swift folklore. We're going to go through the news, and we have a little game at the end, a little tasty treat for our fans.
Yes, for all of Archie and his friends as well.
Oh.
Ooh.
Little Riverdale madness, if you will.
Yes, definitely.
But first, we'll kick it off with the news then.
Yep, okay. Hit the news segment clip.
Go!
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. This is RobCast podcast news segment coming to you live.
So, what's our first piece of news today, Joshua?
So we got a little tidbit about Scream. Scream reboot.
Nice.
Courtney Cox is in. David Arquette is in. Or is it Courtney Cox Arquette? They're still married.
One of those is right. I believe
they're still married, no?
Courtney... Well, hyphenated names make no sense to me, honestly.
Oh, God. I can't spell. Marriage. I'm just going to check the old Wikipedia.
Courtney Cox. It says Courtney, maybe because she just left her name.
I feel like because there's a thing on Friends, remember, when she got her name hyphenated, and then the next episode, all of the actors, like, during the credits, had their names hyphenated too, like Lisa Kudrow Arquette.
Oh, like they were all Arquettes?
Yeah. And they added dash Arquette to everyone's name.
They all got related for that one day? Nice.
Oh, yeah. Wow, they did divorce.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I mean, I don't really care. She was with Michael Keaton for 6 years.
What? Really?
Yeah, from 1989 to 19... She literally dated Batman during
She dated Batman.
So wait, Michael Keaton is 68 currently. She's 50. She's 56. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's only like 12-year difference, I guess.
Yeah.
So wait, in 1989, she would have been 25. 25 plus 12... 25 plus 12 is 37. So 37,
yeah, I'm bad at math. Don't look to me for that.
25-year-old.
Carry the one.
The Tad SQ. And it says they're a partner, so I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Maybe they...
Partners in crime. Was she Robin?
Ooh. That sounds serious. Anyways, that's very interesting.
Yes. Okay, so Courtney Cox is going to play Robin in the new Scream movie, which is quite interesting.
Wow.
Yes.
You know, Michael Keaton was named Michael Douglas? Like, his birth name is Michael Douglas?
Really?
Yeah. So he's basically Michael Douglas before Michael Douglas was Michael Douglas.
Wow. Imagine if he didn't change it. We should have two famous Michael Douglas out there.
Hey, perhaps. Perhaps indeed.
Our question is, who's the more famous Michael Douglas? If they were both named Michael Douglas.
I don't really have a good grasp on those things.
No.
I don't.
But you know what you do have a good grasp on?
Horror movies?
Yes, the Scream movies in particular. So tell me, how many have you seen? Like, what's your kind of range?
I saw the first two.
Yeah?
First one was good. The second one was pretty good. Although I accidentally spoiled the twist because I was looking at the cast list on Wikipedia, and one of the characters had their name
credited as the Scream.
No, but like it was as a character from which related to the first movie, so it was kind of the killer at the end is revealed to be a character related to one of the ones from the first movie. So it kind of takes away.
So
from
Shaggy's brother.
Mm-hmm. Maybe not.
No, but actually.
The second movie was actually kind of it's hard to make a good successful sequel, but they kind of play with it. It's 10 set times. It's much like the first. Obviously, doesn't have that same magic, but it's a solid attempt.
Yeah. I've only seen the first one. I watched it with you. I actually really enjoyed it. It's kind of like at the time it was supposed to be kind of a modern reinterpretation of the horror genre in kind of a comedic, funny way. With the premise being that anyone could be the killer, with the fact that you can just buy it in like a Halloween store.
Yeah.
And which I think was going to be kind of brought up to this more recent one, because there's a little kind of fan rumor plot somebody's going around that Courtney Cox will be playing her character, but in the movie she'll be playing herself, going back to either some sort of filming a reboot or a sequel to the Scream franchise. So this is set in the real world, and Courtney Cox is playing herself.
That's interesting.
That's kind of a little... I don't know. I've been reading up in this kind of fan theory online. I think that could be really interesting.
I'd be down.
Because then you can bring back Shaggy and all like the other actors who died.
Yeah, and you don't really have to worry so much about the...
continuity.
Yeah, continuity of the franchise and all of that. It was interesting because the third Scream movie, I believe it was critically panned a bit more than the first two. But... I forget the exact specifics, but basically it was supposed to be a thing where Shaggy was in prison. And by Shaggy, we were referring to one of the actors in the first movies.
Yes, you played Shaggy.
Yeah, who played Shaggy in a Scooby-Doo movie later on.
Blanking on his name.
I don't care. He was in jail in the third movie, and I think he was dead. I don't know. It's never explicitly stated whether he died or not in the first movie.
Pretty sure he got shot in the head.
No, he had a TV on his head, remember?
Oh, okay.
Fallen on his head. So it's never explicitly stated, but the idea was that he was going to be in jail, and it was going to be like another thing where he was, I don't know, sending people to kill Nave Campbell or whatever.
Okay.
And I read a whole plot thing for it. It sounded really good, but I think it was located like near a school or in an area. There's some sort of like maybe the Columbine shooting. There was some sort of school shooting or something of that nature, which caused them to change the script just because of that type of stuff. And then the third movie wasn't as good, but
maybe they would be adapting some sort of that aspect.
I doubt it, but who knows? Yeah. Scream has definitely revitalized the horror genre, especially after the slasher craze of the 80s, which got pretty stale after like the first few
between like Mike Myers and Freddy and everyone. Jason.
Snoop, Mark Messier.
The original It movie.
I'm so excited to see that.
Part 2.
That's first on my list.
Yeah.
But to your point, I think even now horror's kind of been on the downturn for a while, and then we've seen recently with stuff like It and the new Halloween, The Invisible Man, Get Out. I think
definitely Get Out. Get Out was definitely a big one.
Within the past 2 or 3 years, there's been another kind of revitalization with that as well.
Even like people getting ready to see the darker movies, like for instance Joker, like that's a darker film and a bit more sinister. Like I feel like movie goers these days are more open to those types of films.
For sure.
And would definitely go and like watch another Scream.
Right, 'cause true crime even is pretty popular too. With,
exactly.
Like, podcasts and stuff, right? But yeah, I'm excited.
True crime's popular podcast. Maybe this should become a true crime podcast.
Maybe I should like kill you and write a podcast.
Be like, I threw him off the cliff. Twist ending.
No one knows who did it.
And I am Scream. I did it in a Scream mask.
Yeah. I mean, whoever did it in a Scream mask.
I mean, yes. No one knows. It's a mystery to this day. What else do we have for news, Joshua?
Our second bit of news is Mulan.
Oh yes, Mulan.
Yeah, it's been released by Disney. The news has been released by Disney that it's going to be available on Disney Plus later this year in the fall. I believe it'll be $30 in addition to the subscription fee to watch the one movie. Yes. What's your take on this, Rob?
Okay, my take is that I feel like this is kind of out of Hamilton doing really well because
it's me, Alexander Hamilton.
Yes, the Italian Hamilton.
He's Italian.
Yes, of course. No, but they originally got released on theaters as a film, version of the stage production. But that did so well and got so many new subscribers. I bet they're just trying to ride this out and trying to keep that level of subscribers up by releasing all ththese new movies. Like the Phineas and Ferb movie, like that's coming out. And like just a lot of this new stuff, they're pushing up for this content, trying to keep the subscribers they got from Hamilton on. And I feel like a paid subscription, because you have to pay like the $7-8, whatever it is, for Disney Plus, and then on top of that $30.
Right.
So I most likely would not be paying $30 to.
I will definitely not.
I will be waiting a year especially for a remake too. Like,
all of the Disney remakes of like classics have been pretty good. Like
Aladdin's the only exception because like
Aladdin was bad.
It wasn't as good, but like it's the one I enjoyed the most. Because Lion King, I was really bored in because the animals. It looked like a documentary with just like the audio of the movie Lion King in the background.
Yeah, exactly. They were all meh, in my opinion. Even Aladdin. Like Aladdin, I think they could have done some fun stuff with it.
Exactly. There's deleted scenes of just like him like explaining like the rules and why you need to be Pacific. Because like, one person wished for whatever I touch turns to gold, and like he touches like people and himself, and he like turns to gold. It's a funny bit, but they just like cut that stuff out. And
I guess it was Destiny bad anyways. I don't know. Disney, I think is. It's tough when you're that big of a company and you can, I don't know, you can just create, I think the creativity is lacking, you know what I mean? It's tough when you're a big conglomerate and you're just you can make an easy buck just by putting out whatever and there's no creativity or thought put into it. I'm obviously generalizing a little bit, but I don't know, even like you saw with Marvel too, like if you go from like Iron Man, Winter Soldier, even all the earlier movies, to now, the MCU is so formulaic.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of crushed into this formula, which hopefully it will break with this new phase. But who knows? Maybe they're just going to get like a lot more of Thor 2s and Iron Man 3s in the mixes. Just kind of by the books, no risk, kind of playing.
You
movies.
hope it's not like that.
Yeah, I hope it's not.
Yeah. I mean, Thor Ragnarok was the exception.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I just feel like they just need to bring talented people in and just give them creative control.
Yeah, for sure.
Idea for podcast name, because we've been trying to come up with a new podcast name. Because
there's another Rob.
Yeah,
who's more famous than us.
Yes, and I'm debating giving Joshua the title of co-host pretty soon. So, we hate sequels as a podcast name. The podcast is called We Hate Sequels.
But Spider-Man 2.
That's the title. We hate sequels, but Spider-Man. Okay. Yeah. We hate reboots.
Okay, how about this? The quarter sequel.
Like
Quarter Quell from Hunger Games.
Oh, okay. Every 25 years, we get another sequel.
Do a podcast? No, every 25 years we do a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. For the remainder of time.
My name.
Hey, guys, we can do this. We can overthrow Rob if you tweet it at the podcast account. You message us. You like on YouTube. You comment on YouTube that you support me. We can overthrow Rob.
And it could be the Joshua Cast.
The Naked Boys.
No.
The Naked Boys is a perfect podcast name because we're boys, number one.
Okay.
Boys, number one, we're male. Number two, it gives off it gives off a little exuberance. We're hanging around. We're guys. We're just doing stuff. We're peeing in woods.
I just want to say we're fully
playing
clothed.
Football.
We are fully clothed.
We're doing stuff like that. We're just youthful exuberance and just messing around, fooling around. That's the boys part.
I do not condone
the naked part. The naked part is that we only tell the raw truth, the naked truth. We don't get around with we don't talk about in we don't dance around the hard issues. We just cut straight to it. Raw truth, naked truth. This is what we think. This is who we are. This is where we are. And also, we do the podcast fully nudes.
No, I'm wearing clothes. Joshua is...
The Naked Boys. Please, comment on YouTube. Send us messages on Anchor. Tweet at us, at RobCastPodcast1. Email us, robcastpodcast1@gmail.com. If you want the new podcast name to be The Naked Boys.
Okay, well, you just lost all your goodwill to be co-host.
We could do this, guys.
No.
Okay, so I think that wraps up our new segment.
Yeah, pretty much. The day that this podcast becomes the Naked Boy podcast is the day you throw me off a cliff in a scream mask and try to write the true crime episode.
Sooner than you think.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, so is that all for news?
I think so.
Let's get right into our interpretations of Taylor Swift's brand new album right after this break.
Folklore.
RobCast is brought to you by Anchor, the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor is a podcasting app that's free, where you can create and record your podcast right from your phone or computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast so it can be heard on many platforms such as Spotify and Apple Podcast. You can also make money with your podcast with no minimal listenership, which is good for me because barely anyone listens to this. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Anchor. Syncing good podcasts one after another. Hey, good slogan. Just made that up on the spot. They should pay me extra for that. So, Joshua, what do you think of Taylor Swift's brand new album, Folklore?
Okay, Taylor Swift, Folklore. I woke up early, got my phone, made some cookies the previous night, drove 7 hours into the wilderness, and listened to the album fully naked, lying on a bed of moss.
What's with you and public nudity?
It's freeing, Robert.
It is?
It's freeing. It allows me just to say whatever I want, to do whatever I want, to be whoever I am.
Did also a big bear and panther come in the woods and you all sang songs? I'm confused here.
Bare Necessities.
Bare Necessities is a plate of cookies and a good album.
Anyways, Taylor Swift Folklore. Yeah, no, actually I did go on a little bit of a walk in the morning in the forest while listening to it. I was a little bit exhausted, so it did take away a little bit from my listening experience, but I think it's just a further evolution of Taylor, right? It's a very mature album. It's a very lyrically beautiful album. She focuses, I think, a lot on the writing in this in this album in terms of it's poetry in a sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not an album that you're gonna blast along listening to in the summer, like with all the bops and hits. It's not 1989. It doesn't even have necessarily like the cruel summer of Lover. It doesn't really have a whole lot of upbeat songs per se. It's a contemplative album. It's a mature album. And I think that she's telling stories through this album too. Kind of folklore is a collection of myths. It's a collection of stories passed down from generation to generation, like the word itself.
Yes.
And I think that she's telling stories in this album, and with the narrator might not always be reliable. There might be some inaccuracies, some contradictions, but it's about telling stories and about appreciating people's viewpoint of that story as well.
Mm-hmm. So don't hate me, but music is subjective, and
Yeah,
I very much prefer her kind of pops to this, but I did.
What?
Okay, well, this Robert died from a sudden heart attack mid podcast, and I'm pretty sure you guys all are deaf now. Thank God we did the Naked Boys thing earlier, because everyone just stopped listening, so everyone still has ability to their ears. No, but I feel like this podcast is just, not this podcast, the album is just really good for
this podcast is really good too.
Yeah, it is really good. We yell at our listeners' ears. But I feel the album is really good for exactly what your purpose was. It's just kind of like a nice peaceful morning, because I take this as you will. It flows really well into each other because all the songs are very much alike, and it's a very nice kind of journey going in.
Yeah.
And you don't really have that much too boppy. It's more just like kind of slowly moving your way across life, just like because I was listening to it, and honestly, it's a very quick album. Like I found it like I didn't find that I was just listening to music for like an hour and a half. I found like it was very quick, very kind of flowy. Like I didn't really notice that I moved on to the next song in that sense. That I do agree though that the lyrics actually all songs are very well written in that sense. Like,
100%.
It is. There's a lot of good stuff in there, even though it's more of the same.
To your point about the flow of the album too, it's definitely, they say the new term that the Swifties or whomever says is sonically cohesive, where it's the same type of music, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like in 1989, you have like Bad Blood. You also have Clean, two very dissonant songs, but in this one, it's all very similar in sense of the production and whatnot.
Yeah, there's no dubstep 8-bit remix.
Yeah, no, unfortunately not. And I think this is more of an alternative album. I think it's classified as more alternative pop country. I think for primarily alternative, much like Lana Del Rey's music as well. And I think Lana is a master of that. Ultraviolence, especially Honeymoon, are very sonically cohesive albums, and it flows right into each other. And like you said, it's not as poppy. There's different music for different occasions. This is different than anything else she's done.
Yeah. Expanding her library of songs.
It's interesting. More. It's good. It's good for me too, because like I'm like just Predators just scored.
Predators just scored.
Yeah, sorry. Arizona Coyotes National Predators are playing. Predators just scored, tie at 30 seconds left.
Damn. Looks like we're going to overtime.
Yeah.
So let's stop the recording and watch that. Nice.
Yeah. Let's live watch it.
Yes, we'll give our
at least we do that.
Yeah, we'll give a live commentary on sports. Yeah, speaking of which, do you want afterwards in the recommend section, we're going to talk a bit about hockey.
Yeah, sure.
It going back.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt myself.
But yes, go ahead.
But yeah, alternative, very flowy. One of the interesting things I'd like to talk about is the 3 songs called the Love Triangle Trio or whatnot. Okay. She basically tells a
narrative.
Yeah, thank you. 3 songs, basically, each from a different perspective of the love triangle. Yeah.
Okay.
So the first single of the album, Cardigan, which I think was a good choice as the first single, really is representative of the entire album. It's one of the best songs on the album too, in my opinion.
It's actually my second favorite song.
We'll get to that in a second. But Cardigan tells the perspective of a girl who fell for a guy and was cheated on. It's more of a mature perspective. She's like looking back on the relationship, all the good things, all the bad things, and from that perspective. The second song would be August. It's about the girl who kind of was part of the affair, had the affair with the guy, about how it was like summer love. Like the thing is, like she cared for him too. She knew it was fleeting. She knew it was wouldn't last, but like she fell from two in some sense, and that was kind of her perspective of just having that summer fling and being a little bit heartbroken at the end of that.
Summer loving happens.
Sounds exactly like that.
I know, it's Grease. Oh my god.
And the third song is Betty, which tells the perspective of the guy in the relationship who's like, I'm sorry, it was just like a summer thing. I love you. You're the girl that I want to be with at the end of the day, and I made a mistake. Yeah, so those are actually coincidentally my 3 favorite songs on the album. August is probably my favorite. It definitely has a lot of cruel summer vibes in the bridge.
Definitely, I can definitely kind of see like kind
Remember when I pulled up and said, "Get in the car," and I canceled my plans just in case you come. Back when I was in it for the hope of it all, for the hope of it all, meet me by the mall. Hope of it all. Yeah. So yeah, those 3 songs are definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
Off the album.
I would probably say as I said before, I feel like Betty's like my favorite just because it's kind of the most poppy and catchy, as we said.
It's probably the most upbeat of the album.
And then maybe I already said Cardigan's probably my my second favorite. The music video for that is actually really good. If we want to take a moment to actually talk about that.
Yeah.
Like, was it the only music video released simultaneously with the album, or has there since been more?
No. That's the only music video. There's been like a bunch of lyric videos.
Okay.
But yeah.
No, but actually, I like it. It's a bit more. It isn't just kind of her like walking through just saying. It's more visual, and I feel like she's like a very good storyteller. Like, and definitely it's like very well directed and shot in that sense. But I do really like this music video. It's kind of very kind of
for sure. It tells
shifty in a sense.
Tells a story. I think I read like an Instagram post where it said, so she's in like a cabin, it shows playing the piano, and she sees like a bright golden light coming out of the piano, and she goes into the piano. So I saw an Instagram post where it was like, so in the cabin, she's playing the piano. It's like her first album, Taylor Swift. She's just making music. She loves her music. And then the light in the piano is the fame that she got with Fearless, her second album. She was still just writing music for the love of it. She sees the fame. She's in this new world. It's great. It's all new to her. It's amazing. It's everything she ever wanted. And then she sees another light from the seat of the piano. So she's constantly searching for more success. She's reveling in it. She's ascending to new heights, perhaps like through Speak Now and Red. And then when she goes in that piano, she's in the water. It's like a dark storm. She's drowning. So maybe that's like kind of with the Kanye drama. And like I think around 1989, there was like she was involved in all sorts of
that kind
drama. She wasn't feeling her best.
They go into that documentary watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't articulate it perfectly now, but she struggled a bit at that time. So she felt like she was drowning in it all. She wasn't sure like who she was or whatever. So she's drowning. She's clinging to her piano in the water. So that's kind of representative of
her using her music to kind of like.
At the end of the day, no matter what happens when she's drowning, the one thing she always has to cling to is her music. Yeah. Right?
That's something that's like a constant in her life that's always been there since she was a child and something she can rely on.
Exactly. Then the light in the piano again, she goes back in the piano, she's back in the cabin. So kind of finding her peace, finding Joe, coming with Lover and now Folklore. She's at peace. She's confident in herself and who she is. She's able to ignore the naysayers or the media or whatnot. Now she's content. Yeah. So it's an interesting, narrative throughout the music video, 100%.
The album in general, though, how do you feel like this rates around among the other ones?
Just further to the music video, I think
that. God, so I forgot you.
No worries. But I think the visuals through the music video and as well as the album art is kind of harkens back more to a Red, Safe and Sound, if you know. You say Safe and Sound? Yeah, definitely Safe and Sound vibes in terms of the plain white dress and the naturey field.
I do like the album art.
I love Safe and Sound.
It's very peaceful and calm. Yeah, like it just fits with the album so well.
I really nailed it on the head in our pre-folklore episode where I'm like, this is gonna be basically Taylor Swift as Lana Del Rey. It's gonna be mystical. It's gonna be quieter. It's gonna be alternative. I basically, not to toot my own horn, but.
But I think we all know what we wanted: the dubstep remix, 8-bit, Tears, Taylor Swift.
Put on the cardigan.
Yeah, exactly like that.
So how would the album rank among the rest?
Yes, exactly.
So it's hard. It's very hard.
Okay, we got Slopping Joshua back.
So If I go back to my notes from the last pod and see how I ranked them, because I went through the numbers,
did all the calculations, did all the math
in the RobCast Hearts Taylor Swift. I had read 1989, Fearless, Lover, Speak Now, Taylor Swift, and Reputation as the top 7 albums. This is based on my criteria. Looking back, I would definitely say that my personal favorites, are probably Speak Now, Reputation, and then going like Red, 1989, and so on. So it's interesting that my criteria kind of flips maybe my favorite in terms of having Speak Now, Reputation higher. But regardless, I think Red in 1989, I think as a whole, personally, it's going to be hard to top those two. I think looking at it both from a personal view and a commercial view, those two will always be her 2 best albums because they have the perfect mix of deep tracks as well as the hits. I don't think she's going to be able to capture those hits again because I don't think she cares about getting those hits. Yeah. You know what I mean? If she cared really about that, she would have made Cruel Summer a single.
Yeah.
Because it's great.
Yeah, I feel like she's definitely more into like making the music she wants to make. She doesn't want to make more just like poppy hits and stuff. She's done that already. She wants to do new things. She wants to make folklore, and she did.
Yeah. So I'd say probably I'd put folklore. I think folklore, like in terms of a good album, it might not have the catchy songs, but it's good music. It's art. So I'd probably put it around that like 3, 4, 5 spot. You know what I mean? Like, so we got Red, you got 1989. Personally, I like Reputation. I think Reputation's up there. I think Fearless is up there. And I think Speak Now is up there. You get Speak Now vibes too, just with the lyricism. And she wrote a lot of the songs on this album. So I'd say it's around that 3, 4, 5 spot along with Reputation, Speak Now, and Fearless.
Yeah, I agree with that. Personally, I think I would just bring Ben a bit lower, maybe like 5 or 6, just because like I like the poppy stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And like I do see like this, like it's a good album. Like she makes good music, but it's just not for me personally. But if it was an 8-bit remix with dubstep, I would #1 best album, $1 million, million copies sold instantly. Probably did make 1 million copies sold instantly.
It did pretty well. Yeah, I mean, and I think Swifties are insane. Like these people have too much time on their hands.
They're gonna buy like 20 albums each.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. Like people were like, "Yo, buy this. Leave your YouTube on repeat. Leave your Spotify on repeat. We need to get Cardigan to #1. Please, we need Cardigan to hit #1. We need this album to do well.
I will pay you money to get Cardigan #1.
Who gives a crap? Like, I understand that you want Taylor to do well, and I feel that too, just so she gets the acclaim from everyone. But who cares? Like, why are you wasting all your money? Like, no, I mean, maybe it's not that much. But like, why? She's rich. She's fine. She's happy. Like, she doesn't need us. It's okay. It's a sense of belonging, right? That's what people are searching for in terms of being a fan and stuff. You're part of a community. You're part of somewhere where you belong. So get over your insecurities, guys.
Although, if any of you guys out there want to just leave the RobCast on repeat,
guys, we need to get the RobCast podcast episodes #1.
Just leave it on repeat. Tell your parents, tell your mama, tell your daughter.
Yeah, I take it all back. If you
want to feel like you belong to me. Please reach out. Leave us a message on Twitter or YouTube or Anchor.
Also, thanks to everyone on YouTube. Like we've been popping recently.
We haven't.
Yeah, the Predator video.
Yeah, the one video that probably some like dude accidentally left his computer on.
Exactly.
No, but I mean, I guess I don't.
It's hard to tell.
I don't even know if we have one fan, man. I really don't.
Well, I'm a fan.
Just a collection of people that listen once and never again.
Exactly.
Anyways, but you were saying.
Yeah, but subscribe if you have not yet. We need
YouTube, RobCast Podcast 1 or whatever. Okay. Do you have any more thoughts on specific songs for folklore?
No, I feel like I pretty much got everything down. Betty's great. The rest of it's really good as well.
Yep.
But just not for me.
Okay, so I'll give my tier rankings here. So top 3, we got August, Cardigan, Betty.
Yep. I respect that.
They're all very good. I said last episode, or the one before folklore, that I claim Illicit Affairs. 100%. Illicit Affairs is very good. Strong #4 on my list. From that point, I'm just going to deal in kind of tiers rather than ranking them directly. So we have the top 3 in one tier. Illicit Affairs is tier 1.5. In tier 2, probably put The Last Great American Dynasty. Really cool story. She tells about her house in Rhode Island. Because it was owned by a woman named Rebecca. She married. She was divorced. She wasn't the most rich, but she married this big oil tycoon.
and like it talks.
Wait, she made it an oil company?
the dude with all
yes,
the oil.
I understand.
Yeah, and then they lived in this place. He died. She lived there. They called it Holiday House, and Taylor Swift moved there.
That's actually my third favorite song.
Yeah.
I like American Dynasty.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Like just this that's a perfect example of the storytelling of the album. And then like when it's like, and then it was bought by me. It's like, oh,
twist.
It's Taylor Swift talking to me.
Oh my god, it's like a true crime podcast, but in the song. Oh my god, all connects.
And minus the true crime.
Yeah, but
it's like a true.
It's a true. Which we don't tell because we give our naked thoughts.
Yeah. The second tier, Last Great American Dynasty. My tier is Ricochet, Strong Track 5.
That's the one I claimed.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yo, apparently in my youth, I guess I tended to skim over words. I thought that ricket was a word. Like I guess I missed the H.
It's ricochet. Yeah, we had this discussion.
Like I knew that ricochet was a word. I also knew that ricket was a word. But apparently ricket's not a word. And it's just been ricochet that I've been reading too fast.
Yeah. Is it like cricket? And you just thought like it was ricket?
I thought it was Riccchot. I missed the E.
Yeah, phonetically it's like ricochet.
Because it's ricochet, right? So I guess I just went Ricca. Oh, and I'll skip the rest. Anyways, so that was interesting. I learned that last episode. So okay.
We had a 5-minute screaming match before we recorded about if it's the way it's pronounced.
Oh, you have to listen to that episode again. It's so fun. Anyways, tier 2, Last Great American Dynasty. My tier is Ricochet. 7, another great example of her storytelling. Tells a story from a young child's perspective about her and her friend wanting to capture that moment, or them wanting to capture the youth. It's great. It's a very, and I think her friend's kind of being in an abused or an unhappy household or whatnot. Very, very interesting. This Is Me Trying, very good song in the second tier. I thought I wouldn't like it as much, but like after the first listen, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is good, but I thought it'd be like that mopey sad song that like depressed people.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah,
that sad people listen to, or like people that like love sad songs, but I actually really like it.
It's like a song that just like exudes emotion, like makes you feel and think, you know?
Yeah, for sure. 100%. And okay, what else?
I definitely feel like the album does get better on like as you get into it more and as you like listen to it again, like you realize things about like the narrative that she's trying to tell, and that you didn't really realize the first listening. It's like an Edgar Wright movie. The more time you watch it, yes. Contractually, I have to include Edgar Wright in every single podcast.
Yeah.
Podcast named the Edgar Wright Podcast.
We will not do that.
We will watch Spaced and Scott Pilgrim.
We'll see about that.
And
Scott Pilgrim's good.
And The Block with John Boyega.
Sure. Anyways, so that's probably it for the second tier. I might even include Exile there, featuring Bon Iver. Another good song. Third tier, you go with The One, Mirror Ball, Epiphany probably. I like Epiphany. Invisible String's decent. And then the last tier, Peace, Hoax, Mad Woman. They're more of like
I like
quieter songs. Mad Woman's okay.
Yeah.
It tells a story, I guess. Peace and Hoax I've never... Like, Hoax I like because the lyricism's cool. I probably have to listen to it more. But I think Peace and Hoax are the two that I haven't really gotten a grasp of yet. I haven't gotten that je ne sais quoi, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't speak French, so it just sounded very intelligent from my perspective. It's like, ooh,
sorry,
French.
I don't speak French.
Je suis calme.
This is a French restaurant, no?
Oui, oui.
I like you.
I like you.
It's by my 3.
Yes.
Love it. Okay. What was I about to say? Oh yeah. Also, I managed to find the lakes illegally because
the bonus track.
Yeah, because they're sending out the CDs in UK, so people have it there.
Oh.
And I downloaded it, and it's really good. But oh yeah, also don't shut us down.
I mean, yeah, legally we did it legally.
I mean, if I were to have gotten the lakes,
yes.
It's good.
Yes, but we haven't yet.
I feel like it could have been such a better song. The chorus is really good, and it builds up. But then there's such a letdown because it goes right back into the verse. I think the pre-chorus or the chorus should have been the pre-chorus, and she should have really. It's very restrained, the song almost, or at least her voice. She should have basically said what she said in the pre-chorus, but like done that unrestrained, kind of yelling it out. You don't get it because you've listened to it.
You want to sing it for us, Joshua?
Oh, I listened to it like 3 times.
Oh, okay. Okay, so next week, Josh is going to submit a fan-edited the song.
Down by the lakes, where the watermelons grow.
Back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, Taylor Swift would say, Folklore is good.
Folklore, Joe Alwyn, folklore. Also, apparently Joe Alwyn is William Bowery.
Oh, really? Nice.
Do you know who William Bowery
No
is?
clue.
He was credited on a couple of her songs, I think Exile and one other, as a writer. And he's like, doesn't exist.
Oh, it's like a pen pal?
He's a made-up person.
Okay.
Joe Alwyn, her
like her
friend.
co-writer.
No, her partner in crime, boyfriend, dude.
His partner in crime. So
yeah,
he was the one in the getaway car.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so he's a grandfather named William Alwyn, and apparently they like stayed at the Bowery Hotel like a bunch of times when they were visiting, when they were dating. So
William Bowery. Okay.
Yeah, damn, we should have done this like a week ago because there's so many other little things I saw on Instagram that I've forgotten. It's okay. I'll just have to do it all the time.
We're gonna have to do a fourth part of our Taylor Swift podcast. This is the third Taylor Swift podcast. I thought we were gonna have a one and done. No, you've been able to like stretch out. Josh was gonna make this into the official Taylor Swift podcast. Even he has to throw me off a cliff.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I think that wraps up the folklore conversation. Any final thoughts?
No, I pretty much have everything I want to say.
Yeah.
For you?
I think it'll be a good fall album.
Yeah.
Walking the Fall.
What would you like to see in our next album, though? Would you like to see more of this, or like kind of a revert back to more of the poppy stuff?
I don't
Because you know what I want to see?
Yeah, 8-bit dubstep.
8-bit dubstep remix.
I think one thing I'd like to see is a bit like it'd be interesting if she went back, not like Rep, but like in an album with like a darker vibe, or like you know what I mean? Like she basically delves more into. She becomes Lana even more.
How about like maybe a holiday album, like where she kind of.
I would love that
like
too.
Like a Christmas
Halloween album.
Yeah, it's like
that's a thing.
Yeah, like every single song's like we have a President's Day song.
Yo, Flag Day.
Yeah, Flag Day. We have like
Civic Holiday.
Yeah, we have like 2 Christmas ones, 2 Halloween
Groundhog
ones.
Day.
Groundhog Day album.
That's a great idea, but it's also not a thing.
But like
that'd be sick. I think it's a good idea.
You can make it a thing, just like a few songs from each holiday.
Like Batman: The Long Halloween, where it goes through like a year in time.
Exactly.
But Taylor Swift album. I like it.
So Taylor Swift: The Long Halloween.
Yeah. Okay. So.
On that note,
wrapping up folklore, and we have a game that I'm going to present to you.
True or false, right?
So basically, I'm a fan of the show Riverdale. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Season 1 was actually good. Very good show. Perfect balance of trashy teen drama, drama in general. The feel of the show in terms of the visuals and the atmosphere of this small town, forest, fall, winter, the seasons, the visuals, the plot. First season was very good. Second season was good because it was so laughably bad. Third and fourth seasons were not good.
Yes.
And were laughably bad at times.
Well, I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any of them. So today we're going to play a little game that I like to call Did It Happen?
Did it happen?
Riverdale edition. Did it happen? Question mark?
On this true crime podcast.
The RobCast, True Rob Crime Podcast.
Anyways, so
explain how it's going to work, Josh.
The game basically is that I'm going to give Roberdale.
Yeah, Roberdale Community College.
I'm going to give Robert the plot of a Riverdale plot line, or the synopsis of a Riverdale episode. I think what I have here is just Riverdale plot lines, and Robert has to guess whether they're true or false, whether they actually happened in the show or whether I made them up in my mind.
Either Riverdale or Robertdale.
Yeah. Well, Josh Dale it would be.
Yeah, Josh Dale.
I'm very excited for this.
Okay.
So, here we go.
Because all I know about the show is that Joshua says it gets insane at points.
Yeah. So basically, just for some context, I guess, Riverdale is based on the Archie comics, which starred Archie, redhead, who was always...
That's defining nature. He's red. He's a redhead.
Yeah, he was always chasing after Betty, Veronica, blonde, and I mean, it doesn't really matter for black hair or brunette.
If you see the comics, like
it makes more sense. He's always chasing after Betty and Veronica. Veronica's like the exotic rich girl. Betty's more of like the girl next door. Archie's a friend named Jughead who wears like a funky hat beanie thing and eats a lot. Jughead has a dog in the comics. Jellybean, no, it's his sister.
Yeah. Wait, sister's named Jellybean or his sister's a dog?
His sister's Jellybean. His dog's named Pop, I think.
Okay.
But there's a Pop's chocolate shop. There's named Pop who makes burgers that they go eat.
But it's a chocolate shop?
Reggie, yeah.
It doesn't say.
No, chocolate shop is like a homely diner. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, homey small town diner. Reggie is one of Archie's friend, but also a rival. He's kind of all in the comics. He also kind of goes after Veronica, and they all go to Riverdale High at this school. Anyways, that's a bit of context. Did you actually read the comic I gave you?
Did
you peruse through it a bit?
I perused.
Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Here we go.
Okay, how many questions are there?
8.
I have 8 questions, so I have to get over 4 to not get canceled. Okay, how about this? If I get less than 4, we rename the podcast the Naked Boys Podcast. The stakes have never been higher.
Oh, yeah, okay. I like it. This is great.
Although not.
Because no, you said it. Okay.
I'll be leaving the podcast, but we will rename it.
Here we go.
Okay.
The first Riverdale plot point, or not, is Betty performs a striptease to the song Mad World as an initiation ritual to join the Southside Serpents, a local gang of which Jughead is a member.
Okay. For what you told me about Jughead, he seems more of like kind of a nice friendly type, you know? Like, I don't see someone with that silly of a hat being in a gang. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to say it's false. It's Riverdale.
It's true!
Damn it. Oh.
In the second season, Jughead joins the Southside Serpents after being evicted from his park trailer.
Like,
he was living in a trailer at a drive-in movie theater.
Oh, smart.
And yeah, Betty wants to get close to him, wants to be with him. And to do that, she wants to join this gang. And unfortunately, there's an archaic ritual in which female members have to perform some sort of striptease on the stage. Archie and Veronica are, for some reason, there singing Mad World. And halfway through their song, Betty comes up, starts singing, and taking off her clothes.
My
on the stage.
Title of this episode is explicit. It's like, yes, this episode's for kids. Oh,
of course, this is for kids.
Yeah, we're talking about naked boy podcasting.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay, so 0 for 1. Second plot point, or not.
Okay.
Hiram, Veronica's dad, frames Archie, Veronica's boyfriend, for murder. And in juvie, Archie must participate in trial by combat beneath the prison.
Okay. Okay, I can see this as kind of I think this one's true, and I'll tell you why. Archie, he has red hair.
Yes.
So, Dad probably doesn't like him because, I'm harassed.
Are you saying that you don't like gingers, Robert?
No, I'm saying
is this some sort of
I'm saying that I've seen
hairism?
I'm saying that I've read the one Archie comic he gave me and seen I doubt that the parents in this kind of teen hijink show would like the actual child that their daughter's, kind of dating.
Right.
So murder might be a bit extreme, but I think it's just extreme enough that you think it would throw me off. In underground prison, every prison has those, so that's just regular plain. So I'm gonna say it's true. Is it Riverdale? Yes.
Robert, it's true.
Yes.
This would be in the third season, I believe.
Damn, really?
Yeah, the second season ended with Archie being led away in handcuffs. Hiram, Veronica's dad, framed him for murder, and in the prison, there's some sort of illegal trial for combat, which the guards and the people bet on.
Yep, like in the episode of the A-Team when they did that. Yes.
Archie is always taking off his shirt, so that's.
Why did he frame him? May I ask?
What do you mean why?
Like, why did the dad
frame him for
murder?
Oh my god. Okay. During the second season, they had some sort of run-in. I forget exactly the reason. Hiram was like peddling drugs, or he like hated Archie's dad or something.
And his red hair. Oh my god, I was right.
Yeah, like I think Hiram basically had like Archie under his thumb. Like he was trying to influence him and groom him.
Okay.
And like Archie was kind of like
he lived out his usefulness.
What?
Like he just lived out his usefulness, and he started to like kind of go.
No, Archie like kind of got wise to it. He's like, okay, yeah, no, let's relax here. And then at the end of season 2, he's like, I'm coming for you, Hiram. You better watch out. You think you have this town? I'm coming for you, or something like that.
It's like, I'm arrested.
Framed for murder. Yeah, basically. Oh, okay. It's hilarious. That's good. Okay, that's excellent. So you're correct.
Nice. 1 for 1.
Okay, number 3.
1 for 2. 50%.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, that's just not my strong suit.
Number 3.
Clarifying. Number 3.
Archie coaches a youth basketball team led by Jughead's sister, Jellybean, in an attempt to win the tournament prize money to pay off his gambling debts.
Who's gambling debts? Jughead's or Archie's? Okay. Well, you said Archie was in season 3. I'm guessing this is kind of early season stuff. Okay, let me think here. Okay, so that could be a nice thing because I think of it like this. I think this is true because I don't see Jellybean having a lot of plot lines. I feel like this is a plot line you would have with your little sister kind of coaching the basketball team. But I also, the other side of me is thinking that this is a bit minuscule, And what child's basketball team have prize money? So I'm going to say this is false, actually.
Okay, that's not fair. You were going to say it was
no,
true.
It's false.
Then I started smiling halfway through.
No, it wasn't that. I just realized halfway through, like, wait, what child basketball league has prize money?
Yeah, I picked it one up. But you were correct in one thing, though, is that Jellybean literally has no storylines. She's introduced, like, in the 3rd season, I think. And in the 4th season, basically all that Betty and Jughead do is tell her to go away because they're talking about, like, murder and stuff.
So she's like the DW of, like, if Arthur and Francine were, like, murdering.
She has less story or screen time than DW.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I made up. Unfortunately, Archie is not involved in any gambling. I mean, is he? I don't know.
It's probably off to the side.
Not in this capacity. Okay, so you got that one correct.
Nice,
so,
okay.
2 for 3.
2 for 3.
Number 4. Veronica organizes a group of cheerleaders to sing and dance for Archie and Juvie as he competes in a prison football game.
A prison football game. Okay, so we got the 50-year-old inmates all playing football game. And then you just have a group of cheerleaders outside the fence cheerleading. Okay. I feel like this one's false because... I just feel like it's a bit too low bar. Like, it's not actiony enough that this would be kind of a whole episode. And part of me thinks... honestly, let's just flip a coin on this one. And false.
What?
False.
No, it is true.
No.
This is one of the few redeeming moments from season 3. It was so funny. Archie's in juvie, not prison. So like it's
so it's with kids.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say
Veronica and the River Vixens, that's the Riverdale's cheerleading squad, show up outside the fence and just start dancing. They played Jail Time Rock and we're cheerleading to it. It was so funny.
Yeah. I might have to watch the show
Who
now.
is that? That's my girl. I was like, Archie. Oh, it was so funny.
The security guard's like, get out of your kids!
I don't know how that'd be allowed. Oh, it was the funniest thing that ever happened.
It's like they just like make a giant tower and they just like throw a rope over the fence with Archie grabs and then just like climbs up.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the prison escape. We're too distracted by us cheerleaders.
You're doing pretty good. You're batting 50% right now.
Okay.
Update. The Coyotes won.
Oh, really? In
Yeah.
overtime? Nice,
Yeah, so they're
nice.
dancing into the actual first round of the NHL playoffs.
Very exciting.
We'll get to that later, if we do. Anyways.
Live hockey updates that come
Yeah.
a week later. That's what the RobCast is for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is me posted like a week from now.
Mhm.
No, we'll post it tonight. Maybe.
Yeah, sure. If I can get it edited in time.
Yeah, we don't need to edit this.
Yeah, definitely not. We don't need to edit the parts where Joshua, started jumping around like a maniac around the room. No, definitely
No, not at all.
because that totally happened during the recording. Yeah. If you're listening to this now, I've edited that out.
Anyway.
So subscribe YouTube channel to get that extended clip
Exclusive
footage of whatever I just said Joshua did. Anyways, number 5?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, God, I'm nervous now.
Betty and Archie receive a box from notorious serial killer, the Black Hood, which contains the severed finger of their school janitor.
Ooh, the Black Hood. Okay. And is this Black Hood played by Taron Egerton? Is it a sequel to the Robin Hood movie that came out last year?
Was it called The Hood?
Yeah, no, it was Robin Hood, but like he was called the Hood in that.
You mean Arrow?
Yeah, it was basically Batman Begins, but they wanted to do like an Arrow movie.
Yeah.
It was like a mix of the two. It was weird. I like the movie though; it's funny. I think this one's true because I feel like the janitor, janitors get bad rep. Janitors work extremely hard. They don't get paid enough, and I feel like that's what the show would do. Just throw one under the bus and chop off his finger. So I feel like this one's true.
Well, Robert, you're correct.
Yes. Okay. Nice.
This is during the 2nd season.
Okay.
After which the Black Hoods shot Archie's dad. There's a series of events where they have to try to get him. They suspect their janitor, Mr. Severson.
I don't know what
Spencer.
it is.
Yeah, they suspect their janitor. They're like, oh, he grew up here on this farm, or I don't know. There's some weird stuff about like him like.
So it's janitorous because
them
thinking that every janitor is evil. Janitors are nice people. Talk to your local janitors or your community centers and
Indeed.
stuff. Say hi. thank them for all the good work.
Yeah, but they suspect him, and the Black Hood's like, LMAO, no. And he sends a severed finger to them.
But what if it was actually the janitor, and the janitor cut off his own finger and sent to them? It's like, I'm not the Hood, guys.
I'm unsure that actually might have happened. I'm not 100% sure. There's a lot of stuff happening in Riverdale, man. Yeah. That's the one Achilles heel of the show. That's why it's so bad, is that they can't stick with a plot line. Every new episode, there's 15 new plot lines. And even the through lines throughout the season, there's like 7 or 8 of them. So they have to like, there's no way to end it properly.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That's why the first season was so good, because you have the through plot line of Jason's murder. You have a couple of smaller ones.
Wait, Jason was killed?
Oh, that's not one of them. Okay. Yeah, but you have the through plot line of Jason's murder, and then you have the little ones like Miss Grundy or what else happened in the first season?
Exactly, nothing. That's why it's good.
Jughead's romance and stuff like that. Oh, I hope that's not one of them. No, I think we're good.
Okay, sweet.
Okay, God, we have 3 more. Here we go.
Okay.
So you're
3 and 2.
Yeah, 3 and 2. It's pretty good.
Okay. If I get one more, we do not name this podcast the Naked Boys Podcast.
Okay, number 6. Reggie and Archie team up to stop Jughead from leaving Riverdale to join a traveling circus that has stopped in town.
Okay. Okay, well, as you said previously, Jughead is homeless at a point. He lives in a trailer park. So maybe he thinks that, maybe this is a way just to get out of this town, this crazy town where everyone's murdered in cults or cheerleading outside of prison. So maybe this is my chance just to run off for the circus like I always dreamed, where they accept me for who I am in my weird hat. So I'm saying this one's true.
No. You're not quite far off, though, because that's a lot of his motivation for kind of joining the Southside Serpents, even though I would say it wasn't developed as well as it could have been in terms of demonstrating that. Yeah, no, he didn't join a circus.
Okay.
And Reggie and Archie didn't team up at that point.
Okay, so I'm 3 and 3. I have to get one of the 2 left. Or we name this podcast.
Let's go.
Wait, is it 4 and 4 or no? Like 4 true, 4 false?
I'm not going to say.
Ah, damn it. I was about to use Moneyball statistics to cheat my way to a win. Okay.
I will say that I specifically did a lot of random combinations, both in the ordering and in the amount. So.
Okay.
What was I about to say? One thing about Reggie, I think one of the good things about season 2 and onward is that Charles Melton was called in to play Reggie, as opposed to the first season had a different actor who played Zach in 13 Reasons. I like what Charles Melton did with the character. And that might have just been the writing, but he was good. There was some good Reggie-Archie bromance moments, which is always good. Always good stuff.
Okay.
Boys being shirtless. Okay, number 7.
Let's do this thing.
During a boxing match between Archie and Hiram, the FBI arrests Hiram for illegal activity at his businesses, which includes La Bonne Nuit, a speakeasy that Veronica had opened.
What is a speakeasy?
So a speakeasy is back in the day during Prohibition. They used to have speakeasies, which were places to illegally consume alcohol, moonshine and whatnot. So I believe
under the bridge near my house. I mean, never mind.
So if you remember, Hiram is Veronica's dad, and in this context, a speakeasy, I guess, might be a haven for underage drinking. Or whatnot, in the context of the show, well, not just for underage drinking.
What is this teen kind of high school living with cults and murders and gangs? So I'm feeling this one's true. And I do remember hearing something about boxing in this show, I think. So I'm going to say this one's true.
Yes.
Nice. This podcast is not the Naked Boys Podcast. Celebrate good times. Come on. This
episode birthed one of my favorite moments in the show, in which, they're trying to get, I don't know why they have to get Hiram to do this boxing match to get the FBI to arrest him, but basically Archie goes to this what's it called? A sauna?
Yeah.
Sauna.
Gets his hair done.
Where Hiram is, and confronts Hiram. They're both standing clothed only in towels.
Oh no, sauna. I was thinking of hairdressing. Yeah. It's like a steam room. Yeah.
Yeah, not a salon. Yeah, steam room, exactly. They're both standing in nothing but towels, and Archie challenges Hiram. He's like, "Yo,
I'll go right now."
No, he's like, "Are you gonna box me? Are you too much of a coward or something like that?" And Hiram's like, and
just takes off his towel. I'm not.
Hiram gets up, walks to him. They're standing they're standing inches from each other.
Their noses are touching.
He's like, Archie's like, "Or have you gone soft?" And everyone's like, "Oh damn," because he's with his business associates, I guess. Hiram walks up, stands like less than, like inches from Archie's face, says, "Archie, there's nothing soft about me." And then they have a boxing match. I don't know why.
Wow.
And then the FBI comes.
It's the Marty McFly thing. If you call him chicken, he will literally like do anything.
Because I guess the meaning is that Veronica had the speakeasy, and like Hiram, it was in Hiram's name for some reason. Because it was Hiram bought Pops, or I don't know.
Maybe he owned the property.
It was in the basement of Pops.
Did he own the property?
Yeah,
which
basically.
It was?
That was basically how they got him.
Okay.
Even though it didn't last too long. But yeah, that was quite hilarious. Okay, the last one.
Okay, last one. Doesn't really matter.
We haven't talked about.
I already won. Technically, but we'll do it for just.
No, because Ty goes to the house, right?
No,
it's blackjack.
No, it's not.
That is okay.
Fine, it all comes down to this moment, unless I get it wrong.
So Cheryl is another vivacious redhead within the Riverdale community.
Okay. Is it created for the show, or was she in the books?
She was in the books too.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this one concerns her. After Cheryl's mother forces her to drop out as Carrie in the school musical, she was playing Carrie. Her mother first forced her to drop out. Cheryl, doused in blood, confronts her mother and demands that she be emancipated.
Why is she in blood? Okay. Well, Hamilton just came out, and musicals were very hip back then as they are now. So I'm going to say this one's true.
Yeah.
It is, yes. Okay, sweet. Thank God. Yes, no naked boys were out.
I believe it was Pig's Blood.
Pig's Blood?
She was doused in.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, like, how did she get covered in blood?
That was also during season 2, during the Black Hood killings. Okay. Yeah, her mom forced her to drop out as Carrie. Unfortunately, I believe Moose's girlfriend, Moose, and Minge. Minge was cast as Carrie, much to Ethel's chagrin. Then Minge was murdered by the Black Hood. This thing went up, and she was like on a pinwheel knife to it or something, or like on a rotating circle. Like,
okay.
There's some sort of circle where she was
like a knife throwing circle, or like a windmill.
Basically, yeah. She was like a big circle,
like a big wheel, like the fortune, like the wheel of fortune. Yeah, like big wheel. No, it's like the wheel of fortune wheel.
Actually, it might have just been the backdrop, but I think it was a circle. It doesn't matter. Okay. She was like stuck to the backdrop with knives, which I'm sure will be great when younger people listen to this.
Yeah.
I don't think
this is an explicit podcast.
It's fine. Yeah. Cheryl's another great character. Season 1, Cheryl was definitely, I don't know, her progression. I like Shoni, of course. She and Tony's relationship, of course, was quite good. I'm just thinking about her progression, right? I liked it better when, again, it really is one of the great disappointments of my life how they ruined this show.
Like your whole life binged on this show, and then they just wrecked it.
Yeah, I don't know. Cheryl's storylines got interesting, which included her clinging to the corpse of her brother, and then a doll coming and being seemingly possessed, but also not possessed because somebody else was doing it and moving bodies around.
Why'd you not do that one? That's
yeah.
I can't tell if you're telling the truth or not. Still,
I'm serious.
Honestly,
a lot of weird stuff,
you could say anything, and then I'd be like, "What?"
Yeah, but Cheryl's a really good character. I love her.
Yeah.
She's great. She used to live in Thornhill. She lives like in this massive mansion in the forest, which is kind of cool too.
Nice.
But yeah, I still think season 1 Cheryl is like the OG, the best. I don't know.
Well, it seems like there's a lot more of this, so maybe we'll do this again someday.
Yeah. There's definitely no shortage of wild storylines.
Yeah.
You did well. 5 for 3.
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Okay, so that wraps up that. I suppose we will head into
what we're gonna resuscitate this week. Yes.
Wrap up.
We're gonna wreck some things.
Gonna what now?
Wreck some things. Like recommend.
Yes. I don't think that's a common phrase, but perhaps. Okay.
I stole that from another podcast. Definitely didn't steal that. No.
It's stupid, so it's fine.
Wow.
You can go
okay.
first.
Sweet. What I want to wreck first. I've been actually doing a lot of watching of television this week. I'm getting to parks and recreations.
Hey, there you go.
Yes.
You're wrecking some rec.
I'm wrecking some recreations. I'm going through the second season. It's actually going pretty well. I'm loving Andy and April's kind of little relationship that I have going on.
Oh, hell yeah.
They're just really good together, and Chris Pratt is always hilarious, which is really good. Otherwise, though, I've actually been Umbrella Academy season 2 just came out. And I watched like the first half of season 2, like season 1 when it came out originally. So I rewatched the entirety of season 1, and I'm on the second episode of season 2. It's really good so far. They're like tying people back, and like they all went in different years, so like they're all just like chilling in the 60s.
Yeah.
It's great.
Nice. I've debated watching that. Is it good? Is it a kid show or like teen? Or
It's more
it borders.
It deals with like some mature themes. It has like it's a bit of gore, but it isn't just like rated R. It's more like that kind of 18A kind of 16 plus stuff.
Nice.
Sort of thing.
Very good. I actually have something I watched. I watched the Ted Bundy movie of Zac Efron and the Netflix miniseries of the Ted Bundy tapes.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Did you watch Netflix's Exploring the World with Zac Efron? Just like him doing like, I don't know, what is that show about? Like him
crying over like being able to eat pasta or something.
It's like microwaving his own pasta, like Robert Pattinson. It's like,
no,
this is how you microwave pasta.
Not quite that. I think he's on vacation, but he also decided to bring a camera crew with him.
Wow.
But I think it's about like promoting environmental sustainability and stuff in
That's
like
good, at least.
eco-friendly ways to power our world or whatever. So I watched that. The Zac Efron movie. Like I read the Wikipedia about Ted Bundy and all the stuff he did, especially with the tapes too. I feel like that it's not meant as a documentary style movie to tell you about what happened. I think it's meant more. It takes a certain lens to it. It emphasizes more how people were so taken with him, how kind of charismatic he was, and how people believed he was innocent. Like they were brainwashed, obviously, because it was pretty clear that he was a scumbag and did all these things.
Do you want to give a brief backstory, like what Ted Bundy was in real life?
Oh yeah, he was a serial killer.
Okay.
He killed. I think he was convicted of only 11 murders, but it's theorized that it could be anywhere from like 30 people to over 100 that he killed. I think he even said himself that if someone was to do these murders that I did, the victims would be in the 3 digits. Like he talked a lot like that to give hints without giving away like his pretense that he kept insisting that he was innocent to the end. But that's actually where they really got him. He was about to be killed on death row, but he kept trying to deflect. So he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna tell you all these things on these tapes. I'm gonna to prove my innocence or like to talk on these tapes." Anyways, the way that they got him to talk about the murders and all of that and the killings was to get him to talk in a third person. So he had a psychology degree. So they're like, "Hey, so as an expert witness, if what do you think about a person who would have done these crimes?"
Oh.
And it's like, oh, so this person would have
That's
done
very
this and
interesting.
this and this.
Okay. Is it good or like should I check it out?
Yeah, I guess it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Depends like what if you're into true crime or not, right?
Well, this is a true crime podcast.
True
officially.
crime. But yeah, as I was saying, the movie I think he was very like charismatic guy. Like no one thought he could have done these things, quote unquote, because that's how he got away with it because he was so nice and seemingly charming. And I think that's what the movie really drives home: how people were so obsessed with him and taken with him, and how to the end even in the movie there's that sliver of doubt, like did he really do all these things?
Kind of I think Psycho feel like at the end.
Well, then at the end, like the spoiler, but they give it away where he like writes something on the thing to like he had like a lady that he almost married, and she was like at the very end she was like, "Yo, just tell me, just release me, please." Like, because even she gave him in initially, she provided his name to the police, so she was kind of tormented by it, whether number one, whether he did it, number two, whether she could have prevented it earlier. So at the end he's about to be killed, he's like, "Please release me, tell me that you did these things," and to the end he refuses, but on the fogged up glass he writes hacksaw, because she had asked this. She showed him the picture of like it's
like, what is this? How did this happen?
Like somebody without a head. Yeah. She's like, "How did this happen? How did you do this?" He's like, "I'm not." After asking him who did you kill this person, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting.
Yeah, but the movie was fine. The tapes really added more context to it. I definitely wouldn't advise somebody to watch just that Zac Efron movie and think that they have the full picture of Ted Bundy, because there's so much more that they kind of gloss over. And I think it really does a disservice to how horrific he was and how awful it was. But it's a different viewpoint of it.
Exactly.
Which you kind of have to think about it a little bit, like to understand why they made it. Because I was kind of critical, but I understand what they were trying to say. But there's other movies you can watch too if you want more of a well-rounded look at it. So that's what I've been up to.
Nice. One more thing. I have 3 TV recs this week. DC's new show Stargirl is finishing up this week. I've been watching it recently. It's actually pretty good. I'm really enjoying it, and I might have a future project up in the FIBA future. So we're gonna see that maybe later down the road. But for now, have a good day, everyone. Hope you enjoyed today's episode of the RobCast podcast, soon to be Naked Boys podcast, but not really.
Yes. Remember, okay, email robcastpodcast1@gmail.com. Twitter, robcast @robcastpodcast1. YouTube, you have to search up RobCast Podcast, not just RobCast, or else that other dude comes up.
Yes, that's why we're trying to change your name, because someone ripped us off, and we definitely didn't have a coincidence and realized after we named it, but we already made a logo, so we're too lazy to change it. But please submit your own ideas for our podcast name. I kind of like We Hate Sequels, the WSA.
We Hate Sequels?
Yeah, WHS, my bad.
That's not bad, actually. But we'll put it on the list. At the beginning of next episode, too, we'll say give us ideas for a name, because I definitely no one's listening right now.
No, one true diehard fan. Yeah. Thank you, one diehard fan. I'm speaking directly to you at this point.
Hey, this is for you.
Your name is Tarantula Windsor.
This is for you. This is for you. Jazz Popsy.
Dig on this.
Okay, and with that,
Rob out!